Part 2. His expression changed immediately, and his eyes were filled with fear and alertness as he said, I feel something's not right. Did I do something wrong and make you angry? I forced a smile and said, no, it's just that I've been so tired these days and want to be alone for a while. He kept asking me about it until finally, he reluctantly believed what I said. After we arrived at the island, Dennis opened the suitcase, which was carefully packed with all kinds of clothes, cosmetics, and everything that might be useful at the concert. He had even thoughtfully prepared band-aids to prevent shoes from rubbing against feet. Jackie, I've learned to ride an electric bike. Now I can take you for a ride around the island, he said while hiding his injured hand behind his back. Dennis pulled me to sit by the seaside, looking at the coastline, and then kissed my cheek, saying, Jackie, people say that couples who kiss by the seaside will never part in this lifetime. I wiped away the mark left by his kiss and asked, really? However, in a few days, I would be leaving, and we would never see each other again. At noon, I felt a bit sleepy, so I went back to my room to rest. In the afternoon, I wanted to go for a walk, so I sent him a message, but he didn't reply. I was worried that he would make a fuss if he found out I wasn't there, so I decided to knock on his door and tell him. But when I got closer, I clearly heard ambiguous sounds coming from the room. My fingers went numb. I opened the assistant's Twitter. She had marked her location as being on this island, and her latest post was a photo of her lying on the beach while Dennis was applying sunscreen on her. My sweet daddy knew I liked the sea, so he brought me to see it, the assistant wrote. I couldn't help but sneer, with a mocking curve at the corner of my mouth. So, we came here because of her. I was just a foil. They couldn't even wait until after lunch. How disgusting. That assistant became Dennis's assistant right after graduating from college. Everyone was speculating whether she was exceptionally talented or had a powerful backstage supporter. Only I knew the truth. She was like a copy of me in college, and Dennis wanted to relive the exciting feeling of youth through her. When others found out about his cheating, some people even tried to comfort me and give me advice, saying, look how much he loves you. Even when he cheats, he chooses someone who looks a lot like you. However, cheating is unforgivable no matter what. The cheerful sounds in the room continued, and my fingers turned cold. The comments under the assistant's Twitter post were all words of blessing. Some people even noticed that she was staying in the most luxurious hotel in Bexton City. When someone questioned her lifestyle, an account immediately jumped out to defend her, writing, I have money, and my woman should enjoy the best. I immediately knew it was Dennis's account because he had also said the same thing to me. Before long, that account gave out cash gifts worth hundreds of dollars in the comment section, suppressing all the negative comments. In an instant, everyone was wishing them eternal happiness. My heart felt as if it was being tightly grasped and hurt terribly. Although I had already been prepared to let go, the pain still stabbed me deeply, and the tears that I had been holding back finally burst out. I went back to my room, packed my things, and was ready to leave. I really couldn't bear to see more evidence of Dennis loving someone else. He must have seen my message and rushed over, knocking on my door frantically. When he saw that I was packing my suitcase, his face was full of shock and he froze. Jackie, what's wrong? Why are you leaving? He asked. I'm fine. I just don't like the atmosphere in Bexton City anymore. He touched my forehead, then rummaged through my suitcase, took out the medicine for rhinitis, and started to help me pack my things. He said, I brought you the medicine for sinusitis. Take the medicine and go sit there and have a rest. I'll help you pack. Looking at his concerned actions, my heart was filled with bitter sadness. His worry seemed so sincere, but his belt was loosely hanging around his waist and the buttons on his shirt were fastened wrongly. He thought he had hidden it well, but these little details had already told me everything. We booked the earliest flight home. On the plane, Dennis kept using his hand to protect my head, worried that I would get airsick, but I just couldn't bring myself to smile and simply closed my eyes to rest. When he noticed that I was in a bad mood, he looked at me and asked tentatively, Jackie, if you're unhappy, you must tell me. Even if you want the moon in the sky, I'll try to get it for you. I just gave a soft hum in response. Then I said,